This is the all-new WLToys 184016, a brushless 1/18 scale basher buggy with some pretty big speed claims. We're going to test it out. We're also going to bring it to the skate park and see if it's worth your hard-earned money, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so you saw the B-roll on this car and it looks like a pretty solid build. Ironically enough, a lot of the other budget brands like RYLO are going in the bigger direction. This is the 14 scale RYLO brush buggy, but I think they have a 12 scale coming out soon. And it's funny that WLToys decided to put out an 18 scale, but I just wanted to show one thing that I was super curious about when I saw the photos, is that it looks like all of the gearing and stuff like that is going to be pretty much the same as the bigger scales. Obviously the arms are a lot shorter, the chassis is shorter, but it looks like all of like the pins and even the differentials are going to be the same exact size. So if you are looking for replacement parts for this and you need new differentials, I think a lot of the 14 scale and 12 scale parts are going to fit. Granted, stuff like the dog bones and CBDs are going to be shorter on the 18 scale, but even the steering assembly, if you can see here, they're the same exact size. All these linkages and stuff like that are the same size. They're just a shorter distance in between. Gearing and everything like that, I think they have the giant pinion on this, just like they have in some of these ones. And differentials and stuff like that are going to be all metal. I believe the pinion is metal and the spur gear on this is going to be plastic, but it's got a nice red aluminum drive shaft through the middle. This is four-wheel drive, like we said. So if you can't hear already, it is super windy out. I'm going to try and do some speed runs for you before we give it a bash, but we have the Milan M3 GPS. I'm going to stick it on here anywhere I can, and we'll do some speed runs on the stock battery as well as a 3S Lipo. First off, let's do a speed run. This has the stock 2S battery in it. As you'll know, a lot of the WLToys cars tend to kind of fib on that top speed. It's windy. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If not, I'm going to do a voiceover. But we got the version 2 remote on this. We got the stock battery in there. But like I was saying, range is super good on this thing. This is probably a solid football field 100 yards away. Big parking lot. Full speed, track's true. Brakes are really nice. A lot of these budget cars, when you hit the brake, all four wheels lock up. That is not the case with this one. The brakes are nice and smooth. Look at that. That's a nice smooth pace on the braking. You can hear that cogging a little bit, but as soon as you give it some throttle, you're all set with the cogging. 43 miles an hour out of the box. The first run that I just did that I didn't record, I hit 44 miles an hour, which is really good considering the box states that this should reach 47 miles an hour. I think 46, 75 kilometers an hour. So about 46 miles per hour. That's crazy impressive for an 18 scale car at this price point of about 140 bucks. This thing, so far, I'm very impressed. Oil-filled shocks. Like I said before, the differentials are going to be the same as the 12 scale and 14 scale. The shocks were a bit inconsistent, I would say. The front ones had a little too much oil. The rear ones are a bit springy. but 43 miles an hour out of the box. It's really good that WLToys didn't really lie too much. You know, maybe more ideal conditions without the wind and stuff like that, we might be able to hit that 46 miles an hour, but I'm super impressed. That is a crazy speed for an 18 scale car right out of the box. Considering that all of the low-C cars that I have, I think their top speed is probably somewhere in the 18 mile an hour range. Even the brushless ones are probably in the 25 to 30 mile an hour range. So right out of the box, this thing is quick. Something to note about the shocks that I saw, the bottom ones have these little ball caps on them. Not sure how those are gonna hold up. Same as the rear ball cap things, whatever you wanna call them on the bottom. But so far they're holding up. The tires are not foam filled, they're just air filled, so something to note there. They look very similar to the what is it, the WLToys 979 or something like that, that blue one. That thing was junk. I'll leave the video up here if you want to watch it, but so far very impressed with that top speed. I'm gonna throw a 3S battery in it and see what kind of speeds we can get on it. All right, so we got the 3S battery in here. I'm gonna try and get in the middle so we can get a drive-by shot. Again, range is great. No issues with the ESC so far. Hopefully it'll stay on the ground. Wow, that didn't seem much faster than the 2S. I wonder if there's some sort of limit on the ESC or something like that. Uh-oh. All right, so there was some cogging, or I'm not sure what that was, but even at full throttle it was going kind of slow. Maybe this isn't meant for 3S. I didn't check the book, but something to note there. That was full throttle for a while. Seems to be hitting like some sort of thermal cutoff. There we go. All right, guys, so a little bit of a technical issue there on 3S. Seems to be hitting this like half speed thermal cutoff. We did get some good passes though, and 50 miles an hour on 3S, 18 scale right out of the box. That is quick. When speaking with Maker Fire, I asked about this website, and it seems like they have some sort of, WLToys has some sort of exclusive thing with this website. I'm not really sure what it's about, considering they have a ton of real sponsors on here. Not sure if this is whatever you want to call officially licensed or whatnot, but some big names on here: Toyo Tires, and they got Holly and Edelbrock and a lot of big names. So watch out, WLToys, you might get yourself in trouble there. So we got the 2S battery back in it. Hopefully that 3S didn't ruin it. Seems to be running okay. Handling the dirt all right. This thing would be good on probably a baseball diamond. Anything bumpy like this, like heavy, high grass, I don't think it's gonna run too well. It is a tiny car. You can see it doing all right, but not really where it's supposed to be a run. All right, so we got a new skate park here. Try not to hit anything too heavy, but it looks like there's some good jumps here. So first little issue here, both front shocks popped off. They should be able to pop right back on though. There we go, we're good to go. Issue number 2, we popped a rear camber link off and we lost the dog bone, so now I gotta go look for it. Shock fell off again. You can see we're getting some good wear on the chassis. And like I expected, those shocks are gonna start popping off. Maybe we can 3D print something. Running into all sorts of issues. Again, these rear shocks, you can see the shock bottom keeps coming up. Maybe if we glue them to that bottom perch there, we won't have an issue. Alright guys, so this thing is an absolute blast. I think for that price point, this thing is so much fun. It's super quick and it seems to be pretty durable. Besides the shocks popping off, nothing else happened to it. Obviously these bodies are a little bit flimsy. Maybe something we could 3D print to straighten that up, but you can see there it's a little bit banged up, but as to be expected. You can see my protective coating is coming off. I can peel that off, but overall WLToys, great job with a 1/18 scale basher, brushless basher that is. This thing is a ton of fun. If I didn't mention already, it's got adjustable steering links front and rear. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just try and modify the shocks a little bit. Maybe we'll upgrade the shocks to something different. I'll also say this entire time I've been running the same stock battery. I haven't changed it once, haven't recharged it. It's lasting a really long time on this little car. I'm gonna run out the rest of this battery and try not to break it, because I want to bring this thing to RC Madness and run it on the carpet track against some of the mini Bs and mini Ts. But thanks again for watching. Check the links down below. I will link this car from Makerfire along with my promo code to get yourself, I think it's 15% off. So thank you again, Makerfire, for sending this out. Also, make sure you watch my last video with driver Ryan and learn how to be entered to win your own RYLO or Cabral RC car. I'm giving away 2 of them. Link to that video is up here as well at the end of this video. So thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. We got a ton more videos coming up.